Glad to be here today. My name is Brent Patron. I'm the Director of Youth Programs at the Colorado Center for the Blind, and I'm also the Assistant Director at the Colorado Center. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I got into the profession in a couple of minutes. But I want to introduce the folks that I brought with me. We have two recent graduates of our Independence Training Program, which is our adult program. And the reason that I think that it's important to hear from them is it talks about their training and how it's helped them and what they're going to be able to do in their future. And, you know, they're younger than I am. I'm a little bit older, so I have my thoughts really planned out. But these guys might be changing their careers over time. So I'm going to have them just really talk for a few minutes about what they're doing in their immediate future and how their training helped. And then we're going to have time for questions at the end of the presentation. And what I'm going to ask is that just say your name when you want to talk, or you have a question, and then it'll be easier for me. Because if you have your hand up in the air, you might get a tired hand. To my right, we have Tom Brown, who is from Pennsylvania, and he graduated about a week ago. And then we have Samantha Barrasso, who graduated a couple of weeks ago. And so I'm going to turn it over to them, and they can talk to you. So here you go, Tom. There's the mic, and here's the pad. All right, cool.
So hello, everyone. I'm Tom Brown. As Brent said, I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the area. As you said, I graduated from the center about a week ago, and I came here back in mid-June, actually right after I graduated high school. And during high school, I decided that I wanted to come and get independence training skills. Reason being that my high school wasn't that great in giving me the skills that I needed to learn. So I talked with a few friends and heard about the Colorado Center for the Blind, and I came out here. When I came out here in June, at first it was a little scary. You know, it was my first time living by myself. You know, responsibilities came into factor then. But you know, once my program really started going, I got used to it. I got more comfortable with the area. I made more friends, and by the end of it, I had something that I didn't have when I first came. I had freedom, and you know, I had freedom to go where I wanted and when I wanted, and I was able to take care of myself and live my life. I plan on going to college in the fall, and the center gave me the skills that I need to do that. I can, you know, travel to different places. I can advocate for myself. I can almost do anything, and that's something that the center has given me. So thank you. I'm going to turn it over to my friend Sam.
All right. So hi, I'm Sam Barrasso. I am from Denver. Was born in Pennsylvania, but live in Colorado. I moved here when I was like 2. I actually am in college right now. I'm 23, and I decided back in April of last year, May, to take a year off of school and to come to the Colorado Center for the Blind to do the independence training program as well, because I was commuting to and from school. I really did not have the travel skills or the living skills I needed to be able to live on my own and to be able to actually work as, you know, to work as an independent person. So I took the year off. It was something I had wanted to do for a long time. I kind of wanted to wait until I finished college but my mom was moving out of state, so I decided to not wait and just do it now as soon as I could. What has the center given me? The center has given me a lot of confidence in myself. When I first came in, I came in June as well. I started in the center's summer program for college students, and I was definitely not the best traveler or the best in the kitchen. But over the 9 months, I grew way more confident in myself. I learned a lot of travel skills and a lot more about home management so that I could live and work on my own. I am a music major. I sing, and I am planning on going into music education as well, so that I can teach. And I really didn't, until I met the NFB, I did not have the confidence in myself that I could to be a blind teacher. And the center gave me plenty of opportunities to actually teach. I taught Braille. I substitute taught whenever my teacher was out. And I also substitute taught technology. So it was a really eye-opening experience for me. I learned a lot from teaching and just from getting the opportunity. It was awesome to be able to know that I can go out and teach whatever I want to teach, and not only that, but I can go where I want to go, and I can do whatever I want to do. I was really scared of travel at the beginning, and I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. When I made a mistake, I would get really upset, but I learned not to let those things bother me, and to just get more confident in myself and know that mistakes sometimes do happen, but you can get through them. So, yeah, the center gave me a lot of confidence in myself and in my abilities to be able to do whatever I want to do with my life and go wherever the road of life takes me. So, thank you.
So, the question of why did I get into the field that I'm in? When I was 18, I was positive that I was going to be a teacher. That's what I wanted to do. I was, at that point, what I would say is sighted. I didn't have any visual issues that I would admit to, at least. So I didn't really understand how my life might be impacted by blindness. And I have a lot of blindness in my family. My dad is blind. He went on to work at age 30, has never gone back to work, and he's 65 now. That's not a criticism of him. He was sort of victim of his own circumstances. My uncle, it was 27 when he went on to work and never went back to work. I was 26 or 27 when I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, which is what causes my blindness. And I had been working at a grocery store for 11 years, and I really thought that I was going to go up the corporate chain at the grocery store. And, you know, they decided because I had RP that I was losing my vision that they would just get rid of me because they could. They put me out on long-term disability and said goodbye. And I'll tell you, that was kind of crushing to somebody. I'd been working since I was 8 years old. And to think that because I've lost my vision, that I wasn't a valuable member of society anymore. It's kind of devastating, to be quite honest. But like I said, when I was 18, I had a friend that was, his parents were both teachers. And they told me how unrewarding it was, how underpaid you are, overworked. To me, it sounded like a pretty terrible profession to get into at that point. So I changed my major. I went to college as a business guy, and I thought, like I said, I'd go up the chain at the grocery store. And I had to really kind of reevaluate myself when I was diagnosed with RP, because I really wasn't sure what my worth was. I certainly didn't have a lot of belief that blind people could do anything, because of the people that I knew, my father, my uncle. They didn't do anything. And I didn't think that was all there was for me in this world. But I was miserable for a couple years, that's the truth. I did not really want to be blind, so I did things to sort of get around it. Eventually, I met the National Federation of the Blind. I went to the convention in Atlanta. I met people that were doctors and lawyers and teachers and rehab counselors. And you name the profession, there were blind people doing it. And it changed my world, because now I knew that there was something out there for me. I met the folks at the Colorado Center for the Blind at that convention. And I wasn't real crazy about using sleep shades. They're like a sleep shade. They're a blindfold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a blindfold that would cover my eyes and eliminate my vision that I had. For me, it didn't seem to make a lot of sense. But I knew I had to do something. And the fact is, I needed to escape my existence where I was, because I was pretty miserable. And I came to Colorado for 4 reasons. And that was the Rockies, the Avalanche, the Nuggets, and the Broncos. It was a terrible reason to come. But it's really why I came to Colorado, not the Louisiana Center in Ruston, which is really rural. And I didn't go to Minnesota because I didn't like the Twins, to be quite honest. And, you know, so I came to the center. I started to get belief back in myself. I started to be a student teacher towards the end of my program. I was helping students get back and forth from the apartments. And I tell you, I really liked teaching cane travel. And for me, it was kind of getting back to the point where I could be a teacher again. You know what? I think those people were wrong when they told me that it was a terrible profession years ago. And I left the center, and I kind of went back to Maine, which is where I'm from, for a couple years. And I had the opportunity to come back to Colorado and teach cane travel, use the Denver metro area as my classroom, teach people how to cross streets, you know, how to use the bus and the light rail, which is above the ground train for those that don't necessarily know. And it was wonderful. And, you know, I get to work with people like Tom and Sam. And it was a great, great profession. I got to be a teacher like I always wanted to be. I was helping people. And then the position of youth programs or youth services opened up. And it's like, that is what I want to do. And so I started off by running summer programs. We have programs for elementary kids, elementary-aged kids. We have programs for middle school students, high school students, and college prep students, like Sam was when she was in the program last year. And then it came to me that it's great that we do those summer programs, but what's going on with the kids all year round? So I was able to work to build programs. So we're, you know, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we work with professors at ACC, Arapahoe Community College, and Metro State University in their chemistry department, and the CU Boulder. Last year we worked with the bioastronautics department and the robotics department. And for me, it really has come full circle, and I get to do the things that I always wanted to do. And you know what is even cooler is that when I put these seminars on, I get to tell professors what to do. For me, that's a pretty cool thing to do. You know, and it's the reward of, you know, I have gotten so much from the Colorado Center. And so I get to give back. And I get to be the director of youth programs. I get to be that teacher that I always wanted to be. And it's so rewarding, so fulfilling. I can never, you know, I can never give as much as I've received. If you want a rewarding profession, do something where you're helping people. It's a tremendous feeling. You know, and I do get some notoriety a little bit. I'll tell you this, and this is a shameless plug, all right? I'll tell you that ahead of time. But in the March 27th edition of the Denver Post, you can look at it online still, you will find a story of my family I met my wife here. She's also blind. We have 5 wonderful children. And somebody felt that it was, amazing that these 2 blind parents were raising 5 kids. And I don't think it's that amazing. I think it's a little crazy sometimes. I have twin boys that are 2 years old, so they give me a run for my money here and there. But the bottom line is that somebody thought my life story was pretty cool. And so they ran the story. Now my wife and my kids are on the front page cover, and I get kind of pushed to the back, which is fine with me. But they talk about how these parents are raising kids today. And it wasn't about the blindness. I wasn't going to let that be the thrust of the story. That isn't it amazing that these 2 blind parents are raising a family? It's that the family is what comes first. And again, it comes to the people. The people are what matter. My kids are what matter. I get to go into my kids' classrooms and talk about blindness. This year, my daughter, who is 4, she's in preschool. She wanted me to come talk to her class about blindness. And it's fun talking to 4-year-olds. But they don't fully get it, so you got to make jokes and have fun with them. And, I read a story in Braille to them and all that, and I show them tactile pictures and stuff. They think that is amazing. Now, my 7-year-old daughter, who's in 2nd grade, is like, why would you go to Olivia's class? Why won't you come to my classroom? So, you know what? I went in, I talked to her class, and it's, they understand a little bit more about blindness. I get to help not just blind people understand blindness, I get to help sighted people understand blindness. My son, who's in 3rd grade, is like, well, that's no fair. You went into their classrooms. What are you coming to my classroom? So at the end of the year, I'm going into his classroom. And they're going to be a little bit older. Plus, a lot of the kids in his class saw heard me talk a couple years ago. So they're going to have even better questions. And I think that if I didn't have the confidence and the training that I got at the center, I wouldn't be in the profession. Now, whatever you want to do, whether you're blind or deaf or you have another disability, please don't let anybody stop you from living your dream. They may not think you can do it. Don't let them stop you. You do what you want to do in life, and you don't let anybody talk you down. And if you do that profession until you don't like to do it anymore, and then you try something else. All right? I want you guys, the students, to understand, have high expectations of yourself, have your parents have high expectations of yourself, have your teachers have high expectations. Okay? That's what you need to do. And you live your dream until that's not your dream anymore. Because I got talked down to my dream at 18. And fortunately, I was able to come back, circle around, and find my dream. And I tell my kids this all the time, I am the most fortunate human being that there ever was. And part of it is because of my kids. Part of it is because I get to work with students at the center that come here from all over the world. We have, Tom from Pennsylvania. We have Sam from Colorado. We have, last year in our summer program, we had a student from Canada, 3 from Mexico. This year we have a student coming from Thailand again. I mean, I think that's a pretty cool job. And the other thing is, I never have to grow up. I can make these things happen so that I can, they're fun to do, so I get to do them too. The kids think I'm doing it for them. Truth is, I'm doing it so I can have fun. And you know what? Everybody gains from that. So I'll stop there. Does anybody have any questions? And if you do, please say your name.
Okay, I'm Haley, and it's not really a question, but more like a comment.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like your motto, just do it. It's like Nike, and also, I think this story would be worth putting around the world.
Well, thank you.
It's definitely a good idea.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Haley. Any other questions or comments? Maribel?
Oh, I'm sorry, Maribel. There was a question to your right, too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll get to you in just a second, Maribel, then.
Hi, my name's Shauna. This person's to the right and she's signing.
Yep.
I was just wondering, you had mentioned what you were diagnosed with, retinitis pigmentosus.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Well, basically what it does, it takes away my peripheral vision so that I can only see in the center, kind of like if you're looking through a telescope or something like that. So like sort of a circle in the center of my vision. And I can see further away than I can up close. And I've lost sort of my color, like I can't tell colors, for instance. I mean, if it's green or blue, I have a hard time with that. And I'm also blind in my left eye, so I have no vision in my left eye. And that's kind of what RP is. And like right now, I can read print if I have my glasses on. But to be honest, I really need to have improved Braille skills.
Okay.
And-
Oh, she's still going.
oh,
Try your best to get better with the Braille skills.
thank you very much. Yes, thanks for the encouragement.
Okay.
Yeah, Maribel?
I was just wondering if any of your children are also blind or hard of hearing?
Yeah, at this point they are not. You know, it's interesting that when we were, and I say we because I had all the symptoms, my wife was pregnant with our oldest son, Gavin. The doctor, at about 7 months, wanted to do genetic testing. And my question to the doctor was, okay, let's say that we do the testing and we find out that he has a chance to be blind. What are your solutions and what are your answers? You know, and he didn't have anything to say. So, and my response to him is, you know, it's going to be okay if he's blind because, I mean, what family to be born into if you're blind? Both of us are blind. We understand blindness. It doesn't limit us. It doesn't stop us from doing anything. And, you know, there's the chance, I mean, especially with 5 kids, that somebody might have RP because of me, and I don't worry about that because I know what a great life I have. And I don't think that your worth is based on what you see or what you hear or anything like that. And I think my kids understand that, you know. My kids, they come to events on a regular basis, you know, which is nice too because they can come and see what I do for work. And they put on sleep shades, they use a cane, you know, and last time I didn't have enough canes and sleep shades for them and they were kind of mad at me. You know, so I mean, they're good with it. And they also, you know, the other thing that we do, we take the bus all the time, the bus and the light rail. And, you know, they're talking to their friends. It's like, well, why does your mother have to drive you everywhere? Why don't you take the bus? Why don't you walk a little bit? You know, so. Are there any other questions or comments?
There's,
My name's Justin.
my name's Justin.
Some people like get experienced by other people. It's don't seem like you can't do anything. You can't prove them they're wrong.
Did you get that?
Yeah. You don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let anybody put you down. All right? You have to know who you are on the inside and strive to be everything that you want to be in life. You know what? People don't understand things that they deem as different. And blindness and deafness they see as different. And don't worry about what they think. Worry about what you think and make, you know, live your life the way you want to live it and do it the way you want to do it.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you, it's not always easy, but, you know, talk to a friend or somebody that knows your situation if you need that, you know, kind of cheering up and things like that. but don't let anybody get the best of you, because they're not worth it, but you are.
Yes. Woman in the back is saying yes. She's waving her hands.
Oh, excellent. Well, you know, I really appreciate you guys having us down today. I've really enjoyed being here. I come down regularly now, which is great. And I just so appreciate Diane and Bonnie and the rest of the CSDB staff putting this on. And I appreciate you guys listening to us. And I appreciate just being part of this wonderful event. So thank you very much.
Thank you.